What's up guys? Before we start with the trading recap for today on Monday, I just want to remind you that there's gonna be a lot of imposter accounts using my name in the comment section, replying you with like fake numbers, telling you to send them Bitcoin and they'll trade for you. Please do not fall for it. This thing has been going on YouTube for a while and it's really bad. Every time I block and report one account, two more show up every 10 minutes. So please just don't fall for it. I'll never tell you to contact me via WhatsApp or give you some random numbers. I'll never do that. Okay, now with a reminder aside, let's go on and look at today's trades. First trade I took was on CEMI short. So this thing you can see gapped up from 350 all the way to pre-market around $5 with a morning push. That's why I scaled in short around the 560s and then 570s. Around here it looked a little bit strong, so I cut off some of it. And then after this thing sold off and cannot hold the highs, that's why I went and added on the short side around 540s. I'm not scared to add lower if it actually drops, but a lot of times I like to wait and see if it's gonna hold the highs and break out to new highs like it did later on, or is it just gonna drop to the lower end support, which it did. So I added 540s. I even added more around 530s, and this thing was really heavy. After that initial sell-off, probably trapped a lot of long traders pre-market. And then around here, 506, 505 is where I covered most of it. I was thinking that they're gonna crack $5 and flush potentially even lower, but once this thing starts forming higher lows around the $5, that's why I cut all of it. All of the shorts over here, and then I did have a re-hit around small 560 down to 540, but I don't like to revisit my trades because I do find that historically speaking, for me, for my own data, if I go back and retrade a stock I made money on initially, usually first thing in the morning, a lot of times I give back profit. And that's the case with the other stock I traded on AMAT. So that's why I kind of bailed this one. Just a tiny scalp on this one, CEMI. I think the reason I was more cautious about this because it's easy to borrow. So that's the reason right now it's kind of probably trapped a lot of shorts down here. Reclaim VWAP and rip to $6. So we'll see if that holds. But this thing is easy to borrow. So that's why you gotta be careful if you're shorting this. But for me, definitely the setup was the short off the open. So the next stock I traded is AMAT. So this is what I mean by a lot of time when I revisit, I give back profit. My first long was just starter, and I did cut it for a small loss. Around I was thinking that we're gonna if you look at a daily, it's been very strong. So I was thinking that we're gonna see more continuation today. So after this morning sell off from 146s down to 142s, that's where I was starting to look for reversal on the long side. And if you look at a lot of the other semiconductor chip makers, they all have very similar intraday chart today. The gap up was sold off in the morning and then they reclaimed and then got a push over to VWAP. So I had a small first starter and I cut it for a loss here. You can see I lost about 50 cents on that with a long around 142.70s. I cut it around 142.20s, thinking that we might stay heavy and break down to previous day close. But that level actually got reclaimed. That's why I got back in again. 142.70s. I actually added higher 143s, and then I sold most of it into the pushes towards 144s. So that was a good trade on AMAT with a reversal from 142.70s, 143s up to 144s. I was all out. I did try to go back again, and this is what I mean by when I go back and return to my previous trades I made money on, a lot of times my second entry is not as good. So I longed it again, same price as I had before, 142.70s, and I got stopped out around 142.37. Usually when I re-enter and revisit the trades, I like to keep my risk pretty tight. So for this one, small loss on the third trade. And you can see this thing kind of did the same thing again. It started grinding back up, reclaimed VWAP, and now we're back over 144s. But it'll be very interesting to see if the rest of the semiconductor names in the entire sector continue up higher. It is definitely a very bullish chart and very similar chart as MU as well. We're kind of consolidating near all-time highs. We'll see if we see more upside later on this week. So the other stock I traded on the short side is BPTH. For this one, I actually didn't sizing at all. I only had a tiny starter size, but immediately dumped. So you can see the same push towards $10. On a daily chart, that wick around $10. I was thinking it could go to 11s, but it didn't. So I shorted around $10. I added into it around 970s, and the stock just dropped. Covered some of it around 910s, and then most of it here, majority of it around 860s, and on a rebound I did re-hit it some, and it's always small size, like I said before, when I revisit these trades, whether it's long or short. But in this case, I was shorting around I started in around 880s and added $9, and then this thing just dropped back to 850, so that's decent little trade there, and I was all out around 840s, and the stock just tanked to $8 now. So pretty straightforward short on BPTH. Never got to full size, but even with small starter size, very decent way to start the Monday still. Last but not least is a small loser on the day, PLTR. So on the daily, if we look at this, today when it was trading above 24.20s, I thought that, this thing is finally gonna make the move and push towards higher on the daily after such a massive sell-off. So that's where I got long starter 24.30s and added some small over here. But this thing just didn't keep up the uptrend, as you can see. If it was gonna hold the uptrend, it should hold above at least a 24s, 24.10s and continue higher. But unfortunately, this huge gap up was sold off. I believe they also had positive news, like a government contract today, but it was just very weak and couldn't even hold above the 24.10s, which was really like the key level. It has to hold in order to continue the momentum to the upside, but we just didn't see that today on PLTR, unfortunately. So I cut my losses around here, 24.10s and 24.08. Even though we did see a small rebound, this thing just made lower highs and then broke down VWAP, and now we're back at low of the day now. So that's a little bit disappointing. But so this one was a small loss on the long side. So overall, this was a pretty decent way to start the Monday, especially after we had a long weekend. I think I mentioned this in the past before. Whenever we have a long weekend and my first day back on a Monday, I always kind of experience a little bit of a FOMO. But today I was pretty cautious with all the gap ups. A lot of the gaps on Tesla, a couple of the ones sold off pretty massively. So we'll see. SPY is back. So hopefully you guys had a good long weekend. And if you haven't checked out my April Fool's video, the Diamond Hands Award, make sure to give that a watch and let me know what you think. The production on that, took a couple of weeks, and it was definitely a lot of time spent planning the video and getting everything made. It was a fun experience. So it's all meant for a good laugh and just meant to have fun and for entertainment purposes only. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Before we go, I just need to remind you again that please do not send money or fall for those imposter humble trader accounts leaving you numbers in the comment section. Please help me report and block them. I've been doing that for the last couple of months, and honestly, it's gotten really, really bad. With every one account I block and report, 2 or 3 more show up every 10 minutes or so. So please, it's gotten really bad. Just don't fall for it. Exercise your common sense. And you can see on this screenshot that I'll show on the screen here, it's actually 2 imposter accounts. The YouTube comment section scam has gotten really bad when you see 2 imposters talking to each other, one saying the other one is a spam. What on earth is this? So it's gotten so bad, and I'm reading emails from my followers saying that, they almost fell for it, or some even, send some money to these scammers. So it's really sad. So please just be careful. Again, I would never leave my numbers out in the comment section. I'll never trade for anyone. I'll never ask for payment in Bitcoin or anything like that. Again, if anyone is offering you these kind of outrageous returns within such a short period of time, something that's too good to be true, then it probably is. So just be careful and stay safe out there. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the bad jokes. If you want to see more day trading content, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter and Instagram for more. If you'd like to trade with me daily and get my free weekend watch list and trading journal, make sure to check out the links below for more resources. Stay green, stay positive, and I'll see you guys next time.